Welcome to the Reddit Chronicles. Today we will be reading from Today I F'd Up. Our first post is by Luna Nova. Today I F'd up by ruining my husband's relationship with his best friend. My husband and I, both 35, have been together for 7 years and married for 5. He has 2 older brothers that he isn't particularly close with. The one person he is very close to is his cousin Aaron. They lived together after my husband graduated college. He was the best man at our wedding. And Aaron even lived with us for a year while we were married so he could finish school. I like Aaron a lot. He has felt like a brother-in-law to me, much more than my actual in-laws have ever felt. My husband and I have had a rough 3 years. Between COVID, there was a point where both of our fathers were in terrible health. We've dealt with infertility issues. And sadly in July we had a stillbirth at 34 weeks pregnant. And Aaron has been there for us through all of that. He is probably the person my husband can lean on the most for support. Last night, I get a call from Aaron's longtime girlfriend, Jennifer. She asked if it was okay if she could come over and have some girl talk with me. Jennifer and Aaron have been together about as long as my husband and I have. She has 3 kids from a previous relationship, and we love them. They spend the night at our house, and her older kids dog sit for us. She comes over and proceeds to tell me some serious problems she has had with Aaron, and she is at a loss at what to do. The main crux of her issues are, Aaron is in an insane amount of debt and has basically used her as a place to crash for 7 years. He is constantly criticizing her for her parenting, saying she babies her teenage children. And finally, he's lying about where he is going, and his locations have him at a massage place that does happy endings. I hate to say that the financial issues and the parenting issues I already vaguely knew about. Even my husband and I have called Aaron out about how he talks about the teenagers, but I had no idea how bad it was. We talked through it, and I flat out asked her if he is going to a massage parlor and getting happy ending behind your back, would you still stay with him? And she said yes, so I gave her some advice about boundaries and talking to him, and I left it at that. After she left, I went upstairs and told my husband what she said. He proceeds to have a complete breakdown. He is in tears. I finally get him to talk, and he starts saying things like, "Can I just have one person in my life that I can trust? I can't go to my brothers to talk. And now I can't trust Aaron because I know he's been doing this crap. He's better than this." My husband was just completely and utterly destroyed. I feel terrible. I didn't even think about it when I told him what Jennifer said. I didn't even think that it could ruin their relationship. Aaron is the only person he goes to for advice and really looks up to as a big brother. And I just completely destroyed that image. I'm going with the classic pretend it didn't happen technique this morning. But I just feel like I completely took away the one family member who my husband felt comfortable turning to for emotional support. What do I do? Tiny update. My husband and I both work from home. I tried my hardest to avoid the subject about Aaron and Jennifer. Then while I was in the shower, he came in the bathroom and said, "By the way, yes, I am still pissed about Aaron. We went out to dinner last night." I did apologize to him. Not exactly, "I'm sorry I told you," more like, "I'm sorry that happened." He said, "You have absolutely nothing to apologize for. I am pissed off at Aaron." Paranoid me said, "You sure you aren't mad at me at all?" My husband said, "I am about 1% mad at you, because you probably shouldn't have told me after I ate my gummies. We take Delta 8 gummies at night to sleep." I guess he had already taken a few by the time I came upstairs. I did tell him that there were more crappy things Aaron has done that I didn't get a chance to tell him because he got so upset. I asked him if he wants to know that stuff. To which he said, "Not now, maybe another night." We enjoyed our steaks and chilled for the evening. I don't know what is going to happen moving forward. He is very insistent that he is not going to reach out to Aaron. And Aaron still has no idea Jennifer talked to us or that my husband knows all the crap Aaron has done. Maybe he will wake up tomorrow in a different timeline, where no bad things ever happen. We can all dream, right? Our next post is by Zach Attack. Today I F'd up by making a dinner reservation as a celebrity. This happened back in 2018, and I still regret doing it today. My wife and I were in Buffalo, New York for a friend's wedding. We checked into a hotel the night before and noticed there was a Morton's Steakhouse attached to the hotel. My wife suggested we go there for dinner, and I told her I'd make reservations online once we got checked into our room. While she was taking a shower, I made the reservations. When the site asked for a name, I put in my first name Zach and was prompted to put in my last name. For some reason, I thought it'd be funny to put Galifianakis. I smirked as I confirmed the reservation and didn't think about it again. For reference, I have a beard similar to his in The Hangover, and our body shapes are arguably the same, but that's about it. In a low-light setting with some distance, if someone suggested to you that I was him, you wouldn't be able to say, "No way." I usually wear a hat as well, and this evening was no different. About an hour later, we headed down to the restaurant for dinner. The place was very busy. My wife approached the hostess and told her we had reservations under Zach. I was standing about 10 feet away in a sea of people, but as soon as I saw how the hostess reacted with a huge smile, I immediately remembered what I did and quickly thought to myself, "Oh crap, they think it's really him." As I approached, I could hear the hostess tell my wife, "We've arranged a table in a more private setting for you both." My wife turned around and stared into my soul. I've seen this look so many times from her, and it's always for the same reason. She mouthed, "What the F did you do?" And before I could say anything, the hostess said, "Please follow me." None of the guests could be bothered, but I could feel the eyes on me from every single person that worked there as we followed the hostess to our secluded table. Even the cooks in the kitchen stopped what they were doing to get a glimpse. It was very clear when the reservation came in, the word spread and excitement was in the air. As the hostess handed us our menus, a very pregnant waitress approached the table, and this is where it all came crashing down. As she welcomed us to the restaurant, I blurted out, "I'm sorry, I'm not Zach Galifianakis," to which she replied with a smile, "Yep, I can see that." The look on my wife's face was priceless, but I was too deep into damage control mode to address it. I said, "I'm an idiot," and thought it'd be funny, and I wasn't ready for what the waitress was about to unload on me. I'm actually a huge fan of Zach, and when the reservation came in, the hostess ran to the back and told my manager. He actually asked me specifically if I wanted the table because he knew how much of a fan I was. Yes, I felt horrible. Luckily, she seemed to have a great sense of humor. I also think she knew I was genuine with my apology. The restaurant took our picture and signed it, my date with Zach Galifianakis. I left her a $100 tip and signed the credit card slip, "Your number one fan, Zach G." Kim, if you're reading this, I hope you and your kid are doing well. Our next post is by Scotty Wubbs. Today I effed up when I found a 3-carat diamond on the street and just gave it to the nearest NYPD officer. I was walking in NYC near the Diamond District and saw an envelope fall out of someone's pocket. I went to pick it up and return it, but the original owner had slipped away. The envelope was small, about half the size of an index card, but thick and had a jeweler's name on it. So I opened it and there was a handwritten receipt for a 2.7-carat diamond. There were a few other papers folded up inside. Sure enough, one of them felt a bit lumpy, and I opened it to reveal a stunning loose diamond. Instead of being elated by my find, I panicked. I wanted this thing out of my possession as soon as possible. I wanted nothing to do with the consequences, of which there could have been many. Organized crime, getting arrested. My mind was racing all over the place. The envelope had a phone number of a local diamond business on it. I probably should have called it, but then realized I had no way of knowing if they had owned it, or maybe had sold it, and it was dropped by a customer. I found 2 policemen on 47th Street and handed it over to them. They asked a few questions about how it came into my possession, recorded on body cams supposedly, and I went on my way. I now feel like a schmuck for giving it to the cops on the street. They are probably keeping it for themselves. One of them said it was worth $40,000. I could not keep it in good conscience, but at least I should have either called a lawyer, called the number on the envelope, or walked to the precinct to submit a finder's claim in case the owner was never found. Update: thank you everyone, the owner has been found. I took the advice of many commenters and reached out to the precinct. The officer who answered the phone knew exactly who I was and told me that the 2 cops brought back the stone. Not only that, the rightful owner came by the precinct last evening and described the stone in complete detail. A big thank you to Officers Chin and Zadunsik for your help, honesty, and work to protect our great city. As other posters mentioned, the vast majority of NYPD officers are honorable, and I am sorry to have doubted you. Most importantly, I'm glad to know this had a happy ending. Thank you to all for your help, advice, and snark. Thank you for listening to the Reddit Chronicles. Follow for more content.